Hi, Victoria Cooper here, your personal finance gal. So today I wanted to talk to you about student loans. So these hit a really big nerve for me because I deal with them day in and day out. Recently, I've been sitting down with people, and they have really great income. They've worked to build up their careers and everything. And then we get to the debt portion, and they have hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loans. Not tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. Really, my generation has been saddled with large student loans. We were basically told, it's a way of life. You just take out the loans and you pay them off later. Well, it's everything from undergrad to graduate school, undergrad and graduate school for some people, and it's just become overwhelming. We were just told, we can just pay for it with loans, we'll deal with it later, and now we're dealing with it later, right? So my generation has kind of had that mindset that it's okay to take out student loans, and you don't have to pay for it in cash, pay for it later. Now it's not just my generation. So a whole new bunch of college grads are coming out of school and they are burdened with student loans. So imagine you're fresh out of school, you're 22 years old, got about a $30,000 paying job, right? And $100,000 of student loan debt. What do? Well, if you do the math and live off only half of your income, so $15,000, you can pay them off in about 7 years. But let's be realistic, it's probably going to be more like 10, 15 years. So looking at that, you're age 32 to 37 by the time you get these paid off. And that's if you're being diligent about it, right? But what happens in all those years? You meet someone, you fall in love, you get married, have a couple of kids, buy a house, buy a car, and so now we're saddled not just with student loan debt, but we have a mortgage, we have a car payment, spouse may have brought on additional student loan debt, and you've got kids, and let me tell you, they are not cheap. So between all of that, we've now compounded everything, and we have much more debt than we know what to do with and that we can handle and figure out how to pay off. We kind of throw our hands up in the air and give up. So I am here to talk about a few different solutions to the student loan game. One of them is paying cash for school. So especially if you're applying to a graduate program, wait a couple years, save up that cash, and make sure you have enough money to get you through school. If it's undergrad, you might want to start saving younger, and parents, if they're able to save in some sort of education savings account and be able to use that money towards the education. What's another way? Scholarships. And they start giving out scholarships in kindergarten. Now they may be small. They may be a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there, right? But $200 scholarships takes care of $1,000. You add that up and you just keep compounding it, maybe you'll eventually get some of school paid, right? And then of course there are some very big scholarships out there. And there's no harm in asking the school if they have any scholarships for you, right? So those are some different ways. Another thing is go to a cheaper school. I know, probably don't want to hear that, but you could go to a cheaper school. So one thing, get your general education requirements done at a community college. So spend a couple years, get the general education done, and then go off to the big 4-year school to finish up in the specific courses for your major. Go to a state school. So state schools are a lot less expensive than a private school, right? And also, let's not hop the border to go to state school because that's not going to do it for you. You need to stay within your state for the state school to take advantage of a less expensive tuition. So those are a few different ways. And then while you're in school, work. Good old-fashioned work. It pays the bills, and that includes tuition. So during my summers when I was in college, I temped. I temped at different companies. Not only was it a great experience for me, but I also got paid for it. And I worked for big name companies. I worked for Conair, GE. Remember what used to be called the WWF, the World Wrestling Federation? I even got an opportunity to work there in their merchandise department. That was pretty cool. So there are a lot of different opportunities out there over the summertime to work and build income. And then during school, not only are there opportunities on campus, but also off campus. So on campus, you can tutor, you can host, you can work in the admissions office. I may have done a few of those. And nowadays, with the advent of Uber, Shipt, Instacart, all of those, there's so many different ways to work a part-time job and get the money that you need to be able to afford school. So those are just a few different solutions, and just student loans really hit a nerve with me. I sit and tell my kids, you are never going to have student loans. They're 4 and 5. They have no idea what I'm talking about yet. But, we have been saddled and burdened with them, and I do not want that for my children. So that's why I'm out here educating everyone on different ways that we can tackle things. And let's not have student loans be a way of life. Let's have life be about getting rid of financial burdens and being able to enjoy life, enjoy the jobs that we have, and enjoy our families. So thank you so much for listening to me about student loans, and we'll see what we'll talk about next time. Have a great week. Bye from your personal finance gal.